I would like to talk about a very important book on my path and pretty much on every person's path I know about, and that is Hermann Hesse's book Siddhartha. I came back to the shore of Lake Erie because the weather is very nice. I'm now warm from the walk. Let me see if I can find a picnic table which used to be here. I don't see it now. Otherwise I'm going to find a log. Here's a log and I'm going to sit on it. So, Hermann Hesse's book Siddhartha. A little bit about the book, the synopsis of it. So a young Siddhartha comes from a very good family. He has a friend, Govinda, and when they're fairly young, Siddhartha feels like he wants to go out into the world, abandon his pretty nice, secure arrangement. His father was pretty rich, and both the boys go off to a forest where they meet the Buddha. Whether it's the historical Buddha or not, we don't know, and it doesn't matter. And then what happens is that Siddhartha eventually falls in love with a courtesan, a beautiful woman who was a disciple of the Buddha in the book. And Govinda judges him harshly because he breaks his vows and decides to live a worldly life. The courtesan insinuates that she needs a little bit of money. Siddhartha ends up an apprentice with the merchant. Eventually he becomes an important person to that merchant. He has a lot of money, but he in his heart still keeps doesn't leave, still feels like a monk, still feels like an outsider. Eventually he finds himself drunk, tired, etc. He tried to drown himself in the river or in the sea. I don't remember now. It's been a few years since I read the book. I read this book many times. And then he does conceive a child with a courtesan who gives birth to a son. And towards the end of the book, Siddhartha meets this boatman, the guy who makes a living by transporting people across this big river. Probably it probably implies being River Ganges. It's certainly a very big river, and this boatman, who is a prototype and archetype of a simple but really wise guy, he explains to him that life just is. It both is still and moving, like the river. The river moves, and it's never the same ever, but at the same time it is same. And he realizes that. And then he hears that that Buddha man is dying, and people are coming to see him for the last time, and that's when he meets Govinda for the second time, well, after many years. And he also meets his woman and his son, and several things happen. One, he gives a blessing to Govinda, his ancient friend, his friend of all of yore, of many years ago. There's a car passing by on the road, and Govinda is like really wowed by this. And then he meets his girlfriend, and then the mother of his son dies, and he helps take care of her in the last minutes of her life. He tries to relate to his son, but which is very important, connected with my previous videos, his 12-year-old son does not want to live by the river. He does not want to deal with the duffy old father of his. He wants to go to the city. He wants to play with his peers. He wants to fulfill his desires because that's what where his happiness lies at that time. And he does so. And that upsets Siddhartha a lot. And that's about it. We'll keep it for the synopsis. I don't want to give you all the details. The book is spectacular, so you should read it whether I gave you the details or not, because it's the feeling that the book generates in you that's really important. So, what is this about? Well, it's about Siddhartha doing whatever he wants based on his intuition, his desires, while Govinda thinks that attaching himself to the Buddha guy will give him that happiness, that realization of whatever he's seeking. It's also not clear what he's seeking. He thinks it's clear because he heard this Buddha guy talk a lot about it and he really liked what he heard. But that's not the same thing as actually finding what you really want, because to really find what you want, you need to know what you want. And for that, you need to have insight into who you are. And that is not easy. Most people, frankly, fail at that. Or, to say it positively, most people require a lot of time, some would say many lifetimes, to know what they want. So this book really brings this out. The negative side of this book is that it's a rather primitive view on the differences between Western mind and Eastern mind. And I kind of disagree with it, because yes, there is an element of the Western mind in Siddhartha, and there is an element of Eastern mind in Govinda. But things are not that simple. It's just two very different styles of mind. One that brings success, and another one that does not bring success, but makes people believe that they are somehow moving towards success, but they never reach it. And that's my review on this book, which I highly recommend for everyone to read. And I will include a link to the book in the description, so if you want to purchase it, you can. Here's the Lake Erie, the sea near my house. You can swim here in summer. Look at this, people are walking, the sun might show itself, the clouds seem to be parting as the forecast predicted. Two people who are as crazy as me on the bicycles here. Look at the lighthouse, very nice. A functional building, white paint, fence. So please do subscribe to my channel, do like the video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one, take care, bye.